What's up, guys? You're listening to another episode of Selling on Amazon with MZy&x. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys how to virtually launch products on Amazon using PickFu. For those of you that are in my coaching program, you guys have been hearing me talk about PickFu for weeks now, and we've had a lot of students and a lot of clients of my agency use PickFu very successfully and very effectively as of late. With the added competition, guys, of selling physical products online, starting your own brand, whether it's on Amazon or just Shopify, e-commerce, wherever you guys want to sell a product, it's becoming more competitive. Like, we can't deny that. It's harder to run Facebook ads. It's harder to run YouTube ads. It's harder to convert customers. Everything is easier. The barrier to entry is getting lower and lower when it comes to starting your own business, which means more and more people are doing it, which means you got to be better. Now, in order to manage your risk, and you guys know this, I'm a big proponent of risk management. In order to manage your risk, meaning not wasting your money where you shouldn't be wasting it, we can use tools like PickFu to test product ideas, to test product concepts before we ever place orders with our suppliers. Because if you're following the, Amazon FBA private label business model, which means you are creating your own brand, your own products, you're likely buying in bulk from a supplier. So you may be ordering 100, 500, 1,000 units with your branding, your logo, your design from a supplier, probably overseas, right? So that could cost you $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, right, of your hard-earned money. So you want to make sure, at least the best you can, that that product is going to sell and be successful and profitable for you before you hand over $5,000 to a supplier overseas. Because the worst thing that can happen, and this is by far the biggest fear that people have, is, well, Andy, what if I spend $5,000, I order 1,000 units of this product from a supplier, I send it to Amazon, and it doesn't sell? Then I just wasted $5,000, right? Am I right? Like, that is most likely your biggest fear. So there's some things that we can do for a much smaller cost to test our product, to essentially, like I said, virtually launch a product on Amazon or wherever you want to launch it and see if it's going to sell, or better, outsell the competitors already selling on Amazon before you ever order the inventory. So I'm going to actually show you guys right now how you can set up a PickFu poll to do just that, to see, is my product, is my concept better than the competition? Am I going to outsell the competition? All right, before I actually set up, I'm going to actually set up a poll with you guys today. So if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to be able to see this on screen. If you're listening, go over to YouTube. You can skip ahead right to this part of the video, and I'll show you guys here on screen how to do it. But before we actually do a little test setup, let's just talk about what the crap is PickFu. Like, what is PickFu? How does PickFu work? Right here on their website, pickfu.com. By the way, guys, I'm going to drop a link for you. There's a link on my website. So if you just go to MZy&x.com or scroll down here in the description on YouTube or in the podcast, I'll put a link that'll give you guys 50% off your first poll. So you're going to save a lot of money there. So make sure you check out that link. I also get I get like a 10% kickback, I think. So appreciate you guys using my referral link on that. Let's talk about how it works. So I'm showing you guys right here on screen. So they've got some different types of PickFu polls. Let's just say, like, for Amazon specifically. So right here, you could test your Amazon main image optimization. So instead of going and like spending a whole bunch of money to test a different photo, take different photography, like, you could run some simple experiments just using like Photoshop or even competitor photos to see if yours is gonna do better. So right here, when shopping on Amazon, which one of these images would you be more likely to click on and why? Then you can upload an image A, image B, and I'm actually going to do this with one of my products and one of our competitors' products, and then you'll get results. So like right here, you can see on screen for this example, 50 people answered and the score was 60-40. 30 people said they like this Zesty Paws probiotic bites better. And the cool thing is they'll actually give you written responses. So they actually have to write like why did you choose A versus B? So there's a lot of good info you can get from that. So there's all sorts of different polls you can run for Amazon, for just other e-commerce. There's other types that are like not specifically rated to e-commerce, but like heat maps on websites, all sorts of cool research polls you can run. And the other really nice thing about PickFu is you can define your audience. You want to make sure that like the people that are answering these poll questions that you're running are your ideal audience. So right here, we can see some different segments that you can use. So you can choose like a specific age range, specific genders, personal income, education, kids, are they pet owners? What are their favorite games? What kind of mobile device do they use? Favorite books, online marketplaces, are they a Prime member? What are their recent purchases? What are their hobbies? So you can define who is actually responding to these polls, which is really nice. Cause like, let's say like us, like we're selling a pet product, and let's say our brand or our product, right? Most of the time it's purchased by women. And let's say it's mainly like women like 25 to 40. So I could run a poll specifically to women 25 to 40 that are pet owners. And then maybe I could say, oh, they're probably, if they're buying dog bandanas for their dog, they're probably earning pretty decent income. So then I could pick like an income range. That way I know the results I'm getting, that is my target ideal customer. So you can really see valid data, right, for your poll. You can also choose specific countries. So depending on, if you're selling in a specific country outside of the US, you can test those companies specifically. Let's do a poll really quickly. Let's set up one for funsies. So I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna run a sample poll. And you guys get to do this too. Like you can get a free 5-person poll. And I'm doing one about the Amazon images, like I said. So the question that it gives to the poll people, respondents, is you are shopping on Amazon. Which one of these images would you click on and why? So all I got to do right here is upload 2 images. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload my competitor, one of our top competitors. I'm going to upload their image. And just for funsies, I'm doing a Valentine's Day bandana. So there you go. There's a 2-pack of dog bandanas from one of our top competitors. And then I could upload my design. So now if you're like, Andy, like what does this mean by like virtually launching? This is how you could go about doing this. Probably what I would want to do too, like if you're looking on screen, you can see how theirs looks a little bit bigger than mine. Actually, let's just fix that really quickly. Okay, so I fixed the image really quickly because I want them to appear the same size. Okay, that's better. Okay, so you can see here on the left, A is my competitor's 2-pack. Here on the right is B, my 2-pack that I'm, let's say, considering selling on Amazon. But let me again explain how you could like go about virtually launching or split testing designs before ever actually ordering it. I could come up with this design, right? Let's say I come up with this design, maybe you design it or a graphic designer comes up with it and you pay him, whatever it is. $50, $100 to get your design, and you order a sample. So you order a sample from your supplier, and yeah, your sample might cost you like $50 or so, but you get your sample shipped and you take some photos. Okay, so now you have a photo to post. And so far you're only in like maybe a couple $100. Now we can go ahead and run this poll. Now I would definitely run it to more than 5 people. I'd probably run it to like 50 or 100 people and simply ask, which one of these would you click on? And essentially what you're doing is you're testing, is your product concept, is your design better than the best sellers out there? The best-selling competition. And that way you can see before you go ahead and order 500 packs of dog bandanas, like, okay, I got myself a winner right here. Now, if you want to do it even like more lean without spending, like I said, money on a sample or taking product photos, you could do like a virtual comparison. So something that I might do is instead of actually showing the bandana, the designer sends you the digital file of the design. You could just compare that. Just do the digital file versus the competitor's digital. You could take like a screenshot of just a square part of their fabric, right? And just compare the design elements. So you could just say like, these are dog bandanas, which design do you prefer? The competitor's design or your design that you came up with? So there's creative ways, guys. There's creative ways to get your results on the poll. And in fact, it's showing right now, as I am literally sitting here recording, it's showing me right here that 7 people are currently answering. It says collecting results 0 out of 5. I'm really curious. To be honest, I've never done one of these like little free 5-person test polls. So I wasn't really sure like how quickly they'd get you the results, but I'm curious if they're going to give me the results here in like the next couple minutes. So maybe we'll see. But let me explain some methods, some things that we've done, like my students have done or clients have done to use PickFu recently to get success. So one of my clients already has his product out there, and we're trying to see if we need to revamp his packaging. So he already has his product, he already has his packaging. And when we looked at the listing, we looked at the conversion rate, we saw, your conversion rates is lower than the category median. So we need to up the conversion rate. So there's different ways we can do that, right? We can do that through optimizing the listing, the images, potentially the pricing, but we like to start with images, key features, title, right? Start with that first before we run straight to pricing. And so we're trying to think, okay, could we up the game, like increase conversion, increase perception of value by updating your product packaging. So we actually came up with virtual mock-ups of his packaging. We didn't have to take any photos. It was all done in Photoshop, and we virtually put the new design on the packaging, and we ran PickFu polls. We ran PickFu polls just against his original packaging. So we did original packaging versus new packaging concept, run a poll to 50 people, see the results. Oh, people really like that we added this element to the packaging, but we found interesting, a lot of people liked certain elements of the original packaging. We realized, okay, they like this element of the original, but they also like this of the new, so let's combine those two. And then we do another split test. And so we just make some iterations, run a split test until we optimize the packaging to where we're like, okay, sweet. We're happy with where this is based on all the feedback from people who liked original versus people who liked new. Now we know, okay, here's a new packaging concept that we can update our packaging with to increase conversion rate. Another thing that we're doing with a client is offer optimization. So again, it's like, okay, they're selling this product. Maybe all their competition is selling, it's the same product line, right? But it's just a different offer, different bundle, different type of version of the product. Well, we're now thinking, okay, what if to increase conversions, we sell essentially a better bundle. I'm just going to call it that to keep things pretty anonymous. What if there's a better bundle that we could sell? So what do? We're not ordering a new bundle. We haven't spent any money with a supplier. We're virtually creating like a visual mock-up of the new bundle to test against our competition and against our previous version. So we can see like, okay, are people more inclined to purchase our new bundle versus what the original offer was? And then again, are people more inclined to purchase our new virtual bundle versus the competitors' bundles? And again, we can just run these tests and we make changes and iterate and test again until we really feel good and confident, like, okay, this is the bundle that people are most likely going to choose. And then we can go back to the factory and say, sweet, here's our new offer. Here's our new packaging. Let's make this happen. Guys, there's so many cool ways that you can use PickFu to essentially, again, do market research before spending thousands of dollars on actual inventory. And in my opinion, I've been telling this to so many people lately, students, clients, it makes a ton of sense, especially if you're like down to the wire, and you can do like research using Jungle Scout and like that kind of thing. But if you're like down to the wire and you're like, hey, final decision, Andy, I don't know if I should sell a 2-pack or a 4-pack or, whatever the final, I don't know if I should sell this size or this size. Go run a PickFu poll and see. Like, what are people more likely to buy or click on? Why? And read the responses, get the answers, and then you can make a decision. Instead of just basing the decision off your own like guess or intuition. Because I tell people this all the time. People in my actual coaching program that I'm personally mentoring, right? They'll ask me, Andy, what do you think? And I'll say, oh yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks bad, whatever. But then I'll tell them a lot of times, like, I am not your ideal customer though. Like, especially for my students who are selling, feminine based products sold to women. I'm like, yeah, I like that angle. And I can share, my opinions on things. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not a woman. Like, I'm not your customer for this product. Go out there and ask 50, 100 people what they think. And the crazy thing is, like, before we knew about PickFu and we're using PickFu, that was hard to do. Outside of like, going and asking your family member at Sunday dinner, like asking complete strangers who are in your ideal target audience. Like, how do I do that? Do I just like walk around the street and like knock on people's doors? And it's like, yeah, you got to hustle, like get on Instagram, But with PickFu, it's so easy. It's so easy to set up these polls, get the results, get feedback from your ideal target, and not at a crazy price. In fact, let's check this out really quickly. We have 4 out of 5 results already in, guys, as I'm literally recording this podcast. So I'm going to wait for one more, hopefully. Let's see. But I'll come back and click on those results. Let's check pricing. Pricing overview. Okay. So you can either do a free plan where you don't have to pay monthly and you just pay per response, $1 per response. So if you want 100 responses from people, it's $100. Again, reminder, you can get 100 responses for $50 with my 50% off link for your first poll. So make sure you use that. Or they have some cool plans where you can actually do like a subscription type of plan where it's $79 per month. Plus you get 95 cents a response, and then you get a monthly coupon for 15% off one poll. So if you're like, hey, I'm going to be running a bunch of polls, and split testing lots of things, crunch the numbers, because I'm assuming, if I did the math on this would be a more efficient plan to consider, again, if you're going to be running polls on a regular basis. But if not, guys, you can just do $1 per response and run a poll like that. So there's the pricing. Okay, I'm still at 4 out of 5. It says 2 people are currently answering. It says I can click here and go to results. So I'm just going to click right here and go to results, and let's see what happens. Let's see if I've got some results here. Oh, of course. We're at 2 votes for the competition, 2 votes for Remy and Rue's version. So whoever the 5th and final person is, they're going to be the vote breaker. Now again, guys, five people responding to me is not statistically significant. So if you ask 5 people and 3 say one and 2 say the other, it's like, that's not like, oh, for sure this one's better, for sure. Like, you want to get a statistically significant sample size, right? Before you're like making decisions. Now, let's say you do run it to 100 people and it is like 50-50. There you go. That's an answer in itself, knowing you're pretty much right on par with what your competitors are doing. So you can either try to make a more dramatic change and test again, or simply understand, okay, you're right there on par with what your competition is doing. I can scroll down. I can see here the 2 responses for each. Let's see what they say. Those are dog kerchiefs, right? I would want the darker color to avoid stains. Okay, good point. Another person said, I prefer A because the colors are brighter and more eye-catching, and I really like the love design with the hearts. I think it looks really nice. Valid. See, that's good info. People might be more inclined to go with a darker color dog bandana because it might hide stains easier than ours, which are both white. See, good points being made. Let's check option B. This is very lovely, actually. I love the lighter shade of red. It looks beautiful. Okay, so they're more into the more pastel, lighter red shade. And then the other person for option B, which is ours, I prefer the colors and text on B. So we have like more fancy, like different fonts of love and XO. Hey, we won! Heck yeah! The final person came through and they picked ours. Yay! 3 votes for Remy and Rue, 2 votes for the competition. Competition. I was secretly hoping that was gonna be the case because I was gonna be like, dang, this is embarrassing. The competitors won over ours. Let's see what the third person said. These are both so cute, but I just found B to be a little more whimsical and to my liking. Okay, valid. And that's kind of what we were going for. Like if you look at our competitors' offer, it just says love in bold, which is very minimalistic. It's simplistic. It's nice. Like I'm not here to hate and say this is a stupid design. Like it's nice, but again, we're going for like the more trendy, more artsy. We've got different icons, different shades. It'd be really interesting. Like if I ran this to 100 people to see. We didn't do that obviously before launching this, but it'd be interesting to see like at scale, like a bigger sample size, what the results might be. And guys, you can test all sorts of different things. It's not like, oh, I just have to test photos once against the other. You can test listings. You could test pricing, right? You could test pricing. You could, let's look at templates here really quickly and then we'll wrap up the episode. Look on templates. Amazon main image, Amazon product variant test, Amazon competitor test, Amazon page review, product idea about, like there's all sorts of different templates that you can use here. Let's do it. Let's preview and see. Let's preview product idea validation. Please read this idea on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being most likely. How likely would you be to buy this product? Oh, here's the text. It would be a hoodie with a traveling shoulder / neck pillow built into it. Hang kind of behind your neck most of the day, but when you're tired, you could sit down, put up your hoodie, and bam, instant comfortable nap time. So guys, here's like, I'm not even paying for product designs. I literally am just writing my idea. It's basically like telling your friend like, hey dude, what do you think of this idea of like a hoodie with a neck pillow built in? You can literally just type it out and then just get people's feedback. So the average, here's just a pretend, 50 votes, it got a 2.8 star. So it's like, is that a great idea? It's about a 50-50 idea, according to the responses. And again, you can read every response, which is super valuable because you can read like, what do people think? Why would they like it? Why would they not like it? Super valuable, guys, just to like throw ideas out there. Let's look at another one here. And let's check out this Amazon product variant test. Boom, say, okay, here we go. This is another really good example. Like, let's say you're trying to decide what color should I launch? I get this question all the time from students like, okay, I'm selling X product. I could sell all sorts of different colors. Which colors should I start with? Go run a PickFu poll. Create a digital mock-up of it. Guys, there's people on Fiverr who can create digital mock-ups of your product for like 10 bucks. Go create digital mock-ups of your product idea, run a PickFu poll, put the 4 colors on there and say, based on the design, which product would you be more likely to buy and why? Boom. 56% of people, or 56 respondents, I guess, said the green version. Now let's scroll down and we can read why. I love the green option. It's different and unique. You can read everyone's reasoning for why they liked a certain color. And then you can see, oh, dang, green by far was more popular than yellow, gray, and this orangey color. Boom. There you know. There you go. Now you know. I'm going with green. Super cool, guys. Really, really cool creative ways you can do things. Let's see if there's any quick product concept competition tests. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Get feedback on how your conceptual product would perform against real world competition. Okay. This is what I'm talking about an existing product on the marketplace, a competitor. Use Jungle Scout, use Smart Scout, find the top selling competitors, use theirs, and then come up with your concept and then put it against the competition. See, would more people prefer your concept versus the competition? Lots of cool stuff here. Lots of ways, and you can create your own poll. Lots of really cool ways, guys, that you could use PickFu to virtually launch, virtually test, split test products, ideas, concepts, colors, prices, variations, ideas before you ever go and spend, a bunch of money with a supplier to get it actually made. So again, there's a link, guys, 50% off your first PickFu poll. I get, I think, like a 10% kickback on that. So big thank you to you guys I've already had a bunch of people take that deal, use that discount. So really appreciate you guys using my link. Obviously, it helps support me, support my show, support the channel. So big shout out, guys. If you guys use PickFu and you get some awesome results, let me know. Like, reach out. I'd love to hear your feedback, your results that you got from your PickFu poll. And ultimately, right, like if you end up launching your product and it sells, like absolutely hit me up. I want to know about that. I love hearing success stories from you guys. So once again, guys, I'm Andy. You're listening to Selling on Amazon with Andy Eisen. We'll see you in the next episode.